Okay, so it's another day, another town in Deutschland, and today we're at, well, I was told it was a castle, but I would classify this as a palace. And what a palace it is. Wunderbar. It's wunderbar. This is Mario. He's not Italian. He is he's a dinky-dyed German. And so what's the name of this place?
The name from this castle is Blühendes Baroque or a residence.
Okay, so yeah, I look at it and think it's a palace. So, and what's the name of this city that we're in?
Ludwigsburg.
Ludwigsburg.
It's near to Stuttgart.
Near to Stuttgart. Okay, so and we're going in to see this magnificent palace. Gee, it'd make a fine Parliament House, wouldn't it? But, yeah, this is just a single house. I've just been explained to me. Oh, there's somebody taking a photo. Hello, darling. But over here, all the houses on the outskirts here were used to house the construction staff who built the palace. Yeah, so houses like this line the outside, and that's where the workers lived. Quite the magnificent building. But this week my adjective is going to be wunderbar. Wunderbar building with wunderbar gardens. And as you go up the side, this is how you enter into the palace. Beautiful. Lovely. And you go through the archway. As you've gone through one courtyard, and then you come into another courtyard. It's just amazing. Wow. And if two courtyards aren't enough, there's a third courtyard. It's time we go in and have a little look around. So I found quite a few statues and the like, but they look like they're sort of kind of made out of concrete. I'm not sure, but yeah, they don't look like they're made out of granite or marble. Lots and lots of amazing statues, but they feel like concrete. Well, actually, or plaster, but it wouldn't be plaster because they'd wash it away. But yeah, I think they're made of concrete. So we've got all the classical Greek style all over the place, but in a more modern era, a more modern material, and less expensive, I dare say. Mind you, I don't know how much they paid the guy that produced it. Maybe it was more expensive. So we've learnt that you can't just go and walk around the palace. You have to go on a tour whether you like it or not. So you just don't have free access. You've got to be walking around with somebody. Now, you have to pay for these tours. My new best friend, Mario, just paid for us all and absolutely refuses to let us pay, which is it's a bit of a debt that I'm going to have to pay one day back to him when we get into Australia. But yeah, so we're going on a tour which should be interesting because it's going to be German. And I know I'm famous for my linguistic skills, becoming famous. Yeah, we'll muddle through. But apparently the second part of the palace is a different tour, and today that will be in English. So anyway, I might learn a few things. Well, darling, we're definitely tourists now. We're seriously doing a tourist thing. We're that determined to do tourists with a tourist guide that just told us a whole lot of stuff that we did not understand one word of. And off we go, like a herd of sheep. And finally our first look inside. And probably the best thing to look at from this particular room is the view. So shuffle here, got to compete with the photographers though. That's what you see. You look out the window.
Genau. Ich würde Sie gerne, jetzt können Sie das noch fertig filmen und danach nur an diesen Fotos
I don't speak German, sorry. I don't know what you're saying to me.
It's not allowed to make photos in every room.
Oh, okay.
Only in special rooms.
So apparently we can't video or take photos of most of the palace. I'm at a complete loss why. There's nothing in any of these rooms that would be amount to a state secret that I could possibly tell. But this room we just walked in is probably the best room we've been in. The other ones are quite... Anyway, but this one I'm allowed to video in, so you can have a quick look. All the, not statues, but all the, call it artwork, is all out of plaster. Best part of the palace probably is the actual painting or artwork on the ceilings, and yeah, you can see what they're going for. The best part, I think, so far is what you can see outside. The gardens are spectacular. By far the most decorated room in the palace. Another room with a spectacular ceiling. And this room looks like it's a stage. Put a band up here. But a pity those poor guys at the back there sitting in those thrones, because they'd have to see the back of the band. But everyone else gets a good seat. An amazing ceiling. What's the reason we couldn't take pictures in the rooms?
Oh, because apparently the light from the camera could have damaged the pictures on the walls, and they had that in the past. They had to restore the pictures, but our cameras don't have any flashes, so it shouldn't be any damage.
So here's another room that we can video in, because in this room there's no soles for our camera to steal. And this room is full of artwork. Very long hall, chock-a-block with paintings. But yes, sort of the idea that we're stealing their or destroying their paintings by videoing them seems to have gone out the window now. Okay. And what was that dark room that we walked past on?
It was a picture room, and the reason it's dark because they don't want a light to damage the pictures.
Oh. This hall was actually filled with amazing artwork. all kinds of subjects, but all oil paintings, just brilliant stuff. But unfortunately, I don't recognise any of the artists, but it's really good. Another wonderful hallway. And down the stairs we go. Statues everywhere. And German tour group everywhere.
We're at a waiting room right here where you wait till somebody calls you to see the person. In the next room, in the addition room, there is a bedroom and a cabinet. So she got everything she needs, but there's one important thing missing. You see some tapestries everywhere. And here she is, so the lady in silver with the little dog. This is the Princess Henriette, and you can read Princess or Crown Princess on the collar of her dog too, or in German Elbprinzessin. And in here there are these two different kinds of oars. More. I know it don't really look like more in here. It's because of the soldiers in the corners and behind me and the weapons behind them. And our Duke now wants to tell us, of course he is a famous warlord, so there are a lot of prisoners in war. Downstairs, your old country of Ludwigsburg. But of course you're loaded, you're close, you're rich, and so there was a lot of gambling in here. And now, in these two rooms with the board games, you see there's some porcelain inside of birds. This is from Ludwigsburg. It was painted in gold and silver, so if you look around, you see some sparkling cards on the walls because the whole
And this is the Duke's bedroom. Not exactly huge room, but the walls are leather tapestry. And that would be the fireplace. Even back in the 1700s, some people were swannying around. This is the Crown Prince's apartment.
You travel with your furnitures. Now you have a big hall here in Ludwigsburg, so you take
Work of arts, every room. Another room in the Crown Prince's apartment.
And now we have to talk about family photos.
Now this apartment here is next door to the Crown Prince's apartment. And what it is you're second in line to the throne or dukedom. I guess it's not a throne, is it? But that man there was a cousin. And if something were to happen to the young prince, this man was ready to step in and take over. And this was his bedroom. The bed looks a little hard though. I'd probably use it for a writing desk. That's inside the heating system. and this way to the in-house church. So the Duke and his family were Protestant, being German, but when the Duke and the son had passed and the cousin became Duke, he was Catholic. So this church turned to a Catholic church. And this room that I'm standing in was a room that the family... Oh, there's somebody else standing here too. Hello, Elena. And this room was a room that you could sit in, close the door, light the fire, and listen to the services from here. But and down there is where the family crypt is. So the bodies... This is the biggest piece of art that we've seen. We're moving into the court where the servants, support staff lived, and apparently to this day that's where the admin for the building is, in this area. So it's still for the court.
Finish the whole scene in less than 20 seconds, and you can do it alone, so everything works automatically. We have machines to make noises for rainstorm, thunder, or machines that let artists fly in clouds. The theatre is from 1758. It was built by our Duke, Carl again, our party prince, so birthday party.
A portrait of Kaiser Wilhelm, the last king of Germany. Sadly, it's time to move on from our tour of the Ludwigsburg Residential Palace, the former home of Duke Ferdinand Ludwig. Help us grow, like, share and subscribe. And we found ourselves another little castle to look at. This one we can't go into because it's still being lived in. There's a moat. It's up on the hill. See out over your kingdom. It's very windy up on this hill, so I understand that the sound's probably not going to work very well. And the moat's dry. This is quite a beautiful castle. Very lovely. Wunderbar. You can see for miles, and look who I found. Here's Mario. He's about to tell us what this castle is.
This castle's name is Castle Stettenfels.
Yeah, Castle
Near that
Stettenfels.
one.
Okay. It's always good to have a native speaker to pronounce these names.
Da ist vielleicht etwas Wind gesetzt.
Darling, this might be the first opportunity you've had to walk through a moat, because they very kindly drained the moat for us.
Yay!
Let's go. Yeah, so if you're in the moat, this would be your daunting task on how to get up and take this castle. Boy, oh boy, it's windy up on top of the hill. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair so I can climb. Hang on. Looks like Santa's he's already taken the bait. So nothing's changed in this part of Germany. The well-off live up there, and we mere peasants walk around trying to find a way in.